We're here today with Taylor Higgin, who's the Senior Manager of Education Content for Common Sense Media, and in particular runs a website called graphite.org for teachers to get reviews, find out how to use, and share their experiences with educational technology, something that's very badly needed. Tanner, you're participating in a panel on doing good game design. Tell us about that and what's exciting about it to you.
So the idea behind the panel is that we've been seeing a trend in video game design and development, I think, in recent years, both for the consumer markets and educational markets, towards exploring more serious, complex issues that often contain a lot of emotional content. So we're seeing design try to elicit empathy in players. And the idea behind the panel is get together a bunch of leaders in this field from a design perspective and discuss how exactly game design can shift and change to better elicit emotional responses from players and to get them doing social good out in the community, to help them explore complex issues, particularly for a K-12 audience, because the idea is that for learning to really flourish, there needs to be a good social, emotional context in which it to happen. So trying to figure out games that encourage that and to really put students in a better position to succeed in the classroom.
Um, what about your other panelists? What kind of ranges of experience do they have?
Yeah, so we have a really great range, I think. We've got Jessica Berlinski, who's teamed up with Trip Hawkins, the guy who created EA, to launch a company called If You Can, who's developed, is in the process of developing, hasn't yet launched a game called If. That's a sort of role-playing game that's all about getting kids to confront emotional challenges, learn how to deal with emotions, to be more receptive, learning basic social skills. Then we got Jesse Shell, one of the leaders in this space, who created Shell Games, works at is a distinguished professor at Carnegie Mellon, who's launched a bunch of games in the past, but has a game I think that's undergoing clinical trials right now about um, preventing or AIDS education, essentially, particularly targeted at minority youth. And then we've got Richard Tate, who's at Hope Lab, one of the VPs there, and they've got two products. One which was called Zamzy, which was a sort of Fitbit kind of thing, if you're familiar with that Nike product, but targeted at the kids market. So kind of gamifying, for lack of a better term, fitness and nutrition for kids, a thing that they could go out, be active in the real world and come back and earn points and badges. And then they also created Remission, which was an arcade action style game that did two things. First, it informs people about cancer treatment and biology, while also helping kids undergoing cancer treatment to deal psychologically and emotionally with that process by getting a sense of control over it through gameplay.
Oh, fantastic! A really great resource for kids who don't have a lot of resources that are interesting to young people in the cancer world. So,
Yeah, it gives it's a I mean it's a great example of this kind of game design because it's both educational, but then also just personally productive because it gives them a sense of power and control and gives them access into a really the complex biology of cancer and what's going on in their bodies through a more accessible, interesting, fun method.
well, it sounds like a really promising field and a great panel. So thank you, Tanner.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.